What's up, guys? I'm Devin with Savor and Celebrate, and this is Chris.
Hola!
And we are talking about mezcals.
That's
what?
right. I know. We've got so many mezcals to get through as well. I know we've got a ton of tequilas, but I also have a few mezcals, which is another agave derivative. Now, keep in mind, all tequilas are mezcals, but not all mezcals are tequila, because it goes to where it's made. And there's no better way to explain that than with this specific one. This one is a mezcal, but it's because it is where it's made that it is a mezcal. It's from the region of Michoacan. Michoacan is the Michoacan, Mexico. It is made with Blue Weber agave. So this is a tequila if it were made in Jalisco or a couple, there's like 3 states. There's like 3 states that you can make tequila from. But this is not in that state. We went ahead and already put it in here. Now this is also used in an earth pit. It's made like a mezcal. I'm kind of excited about this.
This is Paul Alma.
That's right. Paul Alma is a brand, and they are all about the highest quality of mezcal or spirit that you can make. And they'll go from one town to the next, asking them, produce me your best mezcal. I think these are the really coolest. Look at that thing. This is the next one we're going to do is from a town called Sonora, Mexico. And they are making this with, now when they say agave / maguey, the maguey on this one, or agave, is the Blue Weber agave. That's the same thing that they make tequila from. And this one is Leche Gala. I just spelled that and said that wrong, and I apologize. And even though we have fun here, so with a mezcal, Leche Guia, that's what it is. Leche Guia is how that is. A mezcal is made more traditionally with a oven that's a ground oven. So how they do this, they have this pit. They'll dig a pit, and it's really, really cool. I've watched several videos about it. They'll line wood up, and then they'll cook that wood. They'll start like at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, so that way they let the wood cook off and create these beautiful hot red embers, and coal is what it ends up being. Then they cover that with rocks, like lava rocks typically, but they'll cover it with rocks because the rocks is a great heat induction, because once you heat those rocks up, they're going to stay hot for a long time. Now they do keep like
a clay pot when your power is out for the tea light.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. So like they'll keep one section like in the dead center all the way up, like blank and nothing there. Once they put the rocks on top of the hot coals, then they'll pile on top of the rocks whatever particular agave. So like the Weber Blue agave or the Leche Gula. I just said it wrong again. Leche Guia. Sorry, Leche Guia. And then on top of that, they'll then put tarps, either a burlap sap tarp or regular tarp. And then on top of that, then they pile dirt on top of that, and then they cover it up with a another tarp, and they let that sit and cook for at least 3-4 days is usually how they do that. Once the time is cooked, then they peel off all of this, get to that agave, and then they'll shred it up. But instead of like in the tequila business where they actually use either a Tohono, which is like pulled by either a donkey, or nowadays they use like an electric tractor that goes around and around, Or they put it through a roller mill, which is kind of like a steamroller. And they crush that agave to squeeze out all of that particular juice that comes from that. What they do is actually they shred it up, they put it into a vat, and they use like mallets, they'll pound that all out to get the juice from there by hand. It's a lot of work. And then from there, then they'll put this into their distillery, their fermentation. They'll usually use like a pine box, or they'll use a cement tank, but they don't use anything like when it comes to tequila, like a stainless steel tank or anything like that. They're getting like earth and pine and wood vats that they fermented in. They use open air fermentation to get the natural yeast that comes in from the atmosphere. From there, then they put this into their distillery system. And it's usually like a clay pot with a paddle inside. They'll heat that clay pot up with the fermented juice inside, and then steam it up, create the alcohol. The alcohol then condensates onto the paddle and goes out into a downspout, which then they pour it into jugs. It's a lot more crude than the tequila distillation process. Ultimately, amazing. It looks like here they're using 10 to 15 liters of the fermenting tanks here. But I can't wait. These are very, 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 very small distillation processes. Like, for instance, this is bottle 31 out of 51 bottles made from this particular batch. This batch is number 14 out of 50. And we're talking only five batches that have ever been made out of Michoacan from there for this particular distillation. This one is batch 8. I mean, come on. You can't get any smaller of an operation than that. But this company comes into the town and says, hey, produce me what you like to make and do it as authentic as possible.
Okay.
So now that I've spilled all that stuff, let's get to it.
What I liked about the nose on this is it's not super crazy smoky like some are.
Yep.
I mean, you get a little smoke, but you get that agave that shines through.
So I'm getting...
With obviously the earth. Very earthy.
I'm getting earthy, and I don't want to say, like, manure. But I'm getting, like, you left the grass out to, like, clumps of grass to start to...
Decompose?
Decompose, yeah.
No, I'm getting, like a black licorice.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Black licorice.
Maybe a little bit of a flower essence to it.
Flower? That's a new one.
Yeah.
Now that I'm letting it rest a little bit.
Yeah, I get a beautiful flower.
So you're saying floral. I'm getting earth. I'm getting grassy notes. Kind of like a field.
Call you a cow and call you Shirley.
No, this is definitely like a field of a pasture, something that, cows have been grazing in. That's
okay.
I smell this, and I smell the country. I think of like the farm country.
No, like
There's a
almost like
sweetness
a
in there, though.
hibiscus flower, you know, kind of bright and floral and light.
Okay. You know what? I forgot to bring this up. Let me go over here to Mezcal Review is one of the nicer websites that I've definitely visited. And this is kind of cool. Helps me pick out some of the better places that better mezcals to choose from.
Hey, Mr. Spider.
Oh, I guess it would help if I actually spelled it right.
Look, the spider's attached to my hand. Booey. Don't forget, guys, while I'm mesmerized by the spider, don't forget to subscribe, share us with your friends, not get your spider on your best friend.
But that's the way you're going to go.
I was trying not to. and don't forget that we are on Insta, Facebook, and right here on YouTube.
Yes, definitely. Alright, let's go to here.
That's weird. Just a baby spider, but you know.
Alright, so of course you're taking a while. When you want it to go fast, it doesn't go fast.
Anywho.
Wow, you went there.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. This week we are going to be traveling, guys. We are going to be out at a concert, so make sure you check in and see what we've got going there. As long as my phone case gets here, I will have my regular phone with me. Yay! But we've got lots of great content planned and coming up. We enjoy what we're doing, so please make sure you share us with your friends. Drop us in the comments something you want to see, something you like that we do, maybe a penguin name. We've got a couple bottles in mind that we are thinking about drop shipping direct to that winner. Desnuda might be one. Suartes Blanco could be the other.
Right.
Or you might even check out the Arete. We
Right.
do like that as well. All great options for a winning prize on a name for one of our penguins.
Right. So I'm looking up on Mezcal Review. Of course, the one that they don't have is
Paloma.
is the Michoacan. But ultimately, it smells amazing. I apologize for that long-awaited list. It smells really, really, really nice. Remember, when it comes to mezcals, always kiss your mezcal. Okay. Now that's way different.
I don't know if it's way different. I feel like it's kind of the same things, you know, very, very earthy, very, you know, light smoke. I still get like that, you know, sweet flower.
So you're okay. Well, honestly, the first thing that comes to mind when it comes to this specific mezcal is cologne. I feel like I took a bottle of cologne, opened it up, and I'm tasting cologne. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a fan of this one, honestly. On the palate. Maybe I need to let it open up and try it later on again. But
I guess I'm over here in a different path because I don't get the cologne. I'm like, okay, that's kind of decent, actually. You know, I like that it's not overly smoky. I love that it's beautifully balanced. I love that the agave is very rich in there. There's even a citrus that comes out in it, which is super pleasant.
I feel like I'm drinking a cologne. It's very spicy. It's got some citrus to it. And I enjoy some colognes that smell like this that I'm tasting, but I'm not sure if I like drinking it. No, I'm not a fan. I'm gonna have to come back to this later. But ultimately, I mean, hey, we gotta try it.
Yeah. I'm not really mad at that one, honestly.
Okay, okay. All right, let's go on to the next one.
And keep in mind, when you are trying mezcals, the hardest part about going from one to the other is what it leaves in the glass. So, I mean, the rinse is very, very important. And so, you know,
right.
If you can still smell it, you didn't rinse it good enough.
No.
That's why instead of drinking it, you know, I did rinse and throw it away. It's just water. But I want to make sure there's nothing left in the previous.
Okay. Ah, what's that look?
This smells exactly like my cigar tastes.
Okay. Oh, actually, I like that one. Out of the bottle, it smells kind of like there's some chocolate in there. Alright, this is our last one of the day. Unless we get something at dinner.
I'm so ready for food.
Yeah, me too.
I had mini muffins and that was it. So I'm kind of like, oh, I need some real food.
Okay, I like this one way better on the nose.
It smells like a sex lube.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I can't believe you just said that.
What?
A sex lube. No, I do not get a sex lube on this.
Like the glycerin and like the, you know, like Pure Romance has like that chocolate, like strawberry, chocolate cherry. That's kind of what I'm getting is like that chocolate cherry glycerin.
Okay, so I don't get the glycerin part, but I do get the chocolate. I do get a little bit of cherry. It's kind of like a nice
and it's
fruity.
water based, so you know we're right there.
Oh my god!
If you guys use anything other than water based, tell us why. Drop it in the comments.
Dear God, help me here.
Especially when you're talking about pH balance, water is the only way to go.
Honestly, okay, so we center.
Back to a serious note.
I really like the nose in this one. There's a light smoke to it. I'm getting chocolate and cherries, and I get a little bit of earth and minerality to it. Boy, I like this one. I like the nose on this one way better on this one.
Okay.
Salute. I don't know what to think of this. It reminds me of some kind of candy I used to have in the 80s. And that's not a good thing. No, I mean, no, it's a good thing. I'm kidding. Honestly, I like this one better than this one. That's my personal opinion. So...
I mean, it's got some pepper to it. I don't think the agave is brightly shining through it.
This is interesting. So, this one, I'm reading some of the notes. Now, this one is on Mezcal Reviews. So, the Paul Alma is made, and I already said the agave because I can't say it again. Lichagal. With the Lichagal by Mastro Mezcalario. The person who distills it is Fidel Legado Bergaros in Milipalos, Sonora, Mexico. The agave is cooked in an underground pit oven, milled by hand with mallets, fermented in rawhide. So instead of a cement or a stainless steel or a pine box, when I tell you these folks do this when it comes to mezcal, really crude. But that also plays to the flavors and the different things on it. This is in a rawhide. This is an animal skin that they fermented it in. And it's distilled in a covered... What the heck? I'm sorry. This is distilled in a covered truck radiator.
Okay.
I am not kidding, y'all, when I mean they do this crude. So yes, it is copper. It is copper. It's a copper radiator.
Which, you gotta make sure the DSDA is right. Otherwise your antifreeze will eat your radiator.
Pa-Alma, or Mezcala Pa-Alma, is curated by Eric Rodriguez. Eric also bottled under the brand Alma de Wow, I'm not going to say that. Alma...
Do you get mac and cheese?
Mezcal. You know, I do get that cheesy part to it. You're right. This is so different from a tequila. This is definitely not the same as a tequila, but it's like a food product. It's like a food product when you taste this. It's totally different. I would take this one over this one, though.
I like that one over that one because I love the way the agave shine through. Where here I'm still questioning whether or not this is consumable.
Oh my God, this is funny.
Lube, radiator.
I know, right?
I mean,
under the brand of Alma Mezcal, known as the Indiana Jones of mezcals. That's funny.
That doesn't help my decision.
Eric Rodriguez works with agave spirit producers from over 20 states in Mexico. Anywhere he finds the agave fields and a freshwater stream, there's a good chance that someone is making mezcals nearby. He has a private tasting room in Mexico City, which we visited in 2017. Not us. I'm just reading off of this. And wrote in our posts. I mean, I like this one better than this one. It's got some funky taste to it, but I kind of like it. You know, this would be great paired with maybe some liver pate on top of some great crostinis. I could just totally that's what I'm hungering for right now. This, pair it with some liver pate, some chicken liver pate, on a crostini, a nice piece of bread that's been crisped up to be almost like a cracker. That's what I would go with it. That's me.
Well,
I'll take this one over that one any day.
There you go. You got it straight from the horse's mouth. In the field.
You just call me a crow.
Anywho, guys, we appreciate it that you've taken your time to tune in with us today. These mezcals are very different, one from the other. If you listen to him, one is cologne, one is not. From me, one is very agave forward, beautiful, and the other one is very questionable whether it should be consumed or dumped in your fuel tank. But until then,
I mean, they made it with a radiator and an animal skin. Come on now.
Until then, guys.
Sorry. Always remember to sip, savor, and celebrate. And we appreciate you all day long. Salute.